Hello. So I'm just gonna see if chat is working, and I just put my scissors somewhere safe. So we all know what happens when you put your scissors somewhere safe. Hi Kim. Hi Lisa. How are we all doing today? Well, looks like we're all live and good. Can everybody hear me? Because I've changed my stuff around, so I'm just hoping that you can hear me. All right, no one said no, so let's get on. Right, today we are going to be doing transfer die. And transfer die is a beautiful, beautiful product. It comes in ready made up if you get it in the transfer paint form. So it's all ready. I'll just dip your paintbrush in it and paint and go. You can also get it in powdered form in this size tub, and the amount of powder in the tub, oh there's water, the amount of powder in the tub is a lot more than fits made up, so you do need to get another tub to put it in when you make it up, if that makes sense. You know, Colourcraft, you get a lot for your money. Right, the premise of transfer die, it is a synthetic fabric die, and what you do is you transfer it with heat to your synthetic fabric. It has to be synthetic. I'll explain how you get it onto cotton shortly, but it has to be synthetic, and if you do it onto beautiful polyester satin, you get the most amazing colours and amazing transfer through. How beautiful is that? Loads of different techniques to do. It's not a scary product at all. So this one is done on cheap curtain lining, and it is literally curtain lining. I think it was like £1 a metre, and it is absolutely beautiful. Hang on, I just need to evict water from the room. Sorry, water. He's decided he's going to start his being a pain early today, so yeah, that's always joyful. So where was I? So yeah, you need polyester, pure polyester. The more polyester the better. So this one, I got it for £1 a metre from the old Evil Bay, but other places can, of course. Get you some nice polysatin, that's the word. So this one is actually like a gauzy, I don't know what it is. This was in it was in the box that I inherited. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it's some kind of gauze, and it's beautiful. Move them out of the way so you can see. And this one has been done with transfer dye as well. It is a synthetic, so you can do all sorts. Hi Sheila, welcome to the stream. And this one is Avalon, our suede feel Avalon. And as you can see on the Avalon, I've done some Marker paint sticks over the top because this was a demo piece. So, right, let's get on and get in. Hi, Alison. I will move my samples out of the way and show you what we do. Right. Oh, I need that one back. So, this lovely mess here, this is a transfer die, and when you use it, it comes out looking like really dull and really splodgy and really just blah. But this is actually this. It does look weird on screen, Lisa, because it's been done with salt, so it's all got some weird holes through it. Let me back it with something white so you can see. There. It's just on camera because it's see-through. That's one of the techniques, and that one's, you know when you put ink down and you put salt on? That's how you do that one. Really super simple, and that's done with the orange one. Comes out great, doesn't it? So all them bright colours come out of this, which is quite shocking. Really quite shocking. The first time I did it, I was like, whoa, that is awesome. So what you need to begin is some paintbrushes, and cleanup is with water. And if you get it onto anything cotton, like denim or anything cotton at all, it will just wash out. So don't worry about it on your hands, it just washes it off. I don't worry about it, it doesn't cause any damage, it is perfectly fine, not a problem. So what you need is paintbrushes, your transfer paint, and you can use bubble wrap and stamps. You can stamp with it. And the cheapest, most rubbish printer paper that you can find. This is the key. This is the absolute key. The cheaper, the better on your printer paper. So when you put through test prints and you use your really rubbish paper in your printer, that's what you want. Simple. Let's get to it. I do have this pencil, which is a thermo transfer pencil, and it is in black. And I haven't used this, as you can tell, so we're going to have a go with this today. So this one's new to me as well. I found that one in the bottom of a box when I was digging. Hi Karen! And I've got some punches, because it's paper, you can punch it out. So I've got some punches. Now I haven't used punches for years. I've got no idea if these are going to actually cut. So if they don't cut, don't blame the die. It's probably the punches. So these are some that have been used, and you can see I've punched some out already. It was a little bit wet still, so it didn't punch very well over there, but we got a good punch there. That was one that I was demoing. Right, I'll move these out of the way. These ones are spent. You can see that they're spent because there's no dye left in the paper. You can get 2 or 3, sometimes 4 prints out of your paper, depending on how thick you put the dye on. I'm not putting it on very thick today because I want it to dry. It does need to be dry when we transfer it. And also, here's one I did earlier. It is drying really quickly today. And there's one I did earlier because I wanted to make sure I had some dry ones. And that's another one that I did earlier. Don't ask me what the colours were because I didn't really look. I think it's much better if you just wing it and see what happens, really. Hi Helen. So first technique I'm going to do is, what do they call it? Is it a butterfly image, a Rorschach test? Is that right? I think it's a Rorschach test. I'm going to fold my piece of paper in half. And it is drying really, really quickly. So I do want to work fast. Now you will notice that I've got 2 water pots. What I do, because I don't want to contaminate my colours, is I take most of it off my brush in that one, and then I get clean water from this one. I'm not mixing them with water. I do have a cloth next to me, and you will see me wipe off, just get the excess water off my brush before I go into the colour. And it will just wash out of my cloth. It's not a problem. So I'm going to do the Rorschach test first. Pick your colours, loads of colours. Let's see. I've got golden yellow, lime green, wine red. Wine red is one of my favourites. Vivid violet. And let's go turquoise as well. Give them all a shake. Yep, best way, Helen, isn't it? Just do it, see what happens. So they do have the names on the tops. They don't have the names on the sides. Just remember that when you're using them. So I take my lid off and put it behind. Now transfer dye does have a bit of a weird smell. Really does have a little bit of a weird smell. That's normal. It's not an unpleasant smell, it's just a strange smell. You'll have not quite smelled anything like it before. Don't worry about that smell. If you've got old transfer dye and it's really old and it's been in your cupboard for 8-9 years, and you open it and it smells like rotten eggs, then it's gone off. Don't use it then. It won't. It might still work, but it'll stink really bad. So rotten egg smell, definitely it's gone off. If it just smells a bit weird, that's normal. Right. So I'm gonna blob some on. On a cooler day, whoop, won't dry as quick. And then standard Rorschach test. It is a Rorschach, isn't it? Butterfly test. I'm not sure. It's fun to do this with Brusho as well. Has anyone done this with Brusho? Sprinkle it on, wet it, and then close it. See what happens. God, look at that. Oh, that actually looks like a proper butterfly. Look at it. It's got the antennae there and everything. That one is going to be the coolest. But that's going to take a while to dry in the middle. It really is. I love demonstrating this at shows. It's so much fun because you just get to play. And that one is actually, it's done quite thickly. And where it is darker, you'll get more colour. And it'll be deeper and darker. The colour will be much brighter. Where it is less of the transfer, obviously there's less dye to transfer. So it'll be quite a lot lighter. Or it'll still be bright, it'll just be lighter. So you can actually do a full-on picture. You could do a portrait in transfer dye and get all of the shades and the nuances and everything and transfer it, and it'll look exactly like a person's face. That's how good transfer dye is. So how thick it is, like here, that is going to be really, really in your face colour. These antennae that have come in, I'm leaving them because they are going to be really, really in your face, and it'll actually look like a proper butterfly. I am tempted to fill that in and move that, but I'm not going to because it looks really good too. So let's put this one aside to dry. No, don't recommend that you use a heat tool, Helen, because it is a heat reactive dye. So really don't recommend using a heat tool. The best thing to do is leave it to dry naturally. If you think about it, it's yeah, we're gonna when we transfer it, we're gonna iron it. So that's going to be the heat part. We don't want to start the dye reacting before we get to the ironing, if that makes sense. All right, that's that one. I'll try and use all of the colours so you can see what they are. So I'm going to move these to the side because I know I've used them. Once that Rorschach test is dry, I'm going to go in with the black pencil and we'll see what it does. We do stock these thermo transfer pencils. We are a stockist of the Crayons Noir. We do have lots of their stuff. And if you like drawing just on paper, then we do some soluble pencils that the Crayons Noir do, and they are absolutely amazing. Just saying. I do need to know what you want me to do next as well. Do you want me to do some like painting? We've got the Aztec metallics. Leave a message and say in the chat what you want me to do next. Got Brusho, of course. We've got the Brusho sprays. We've got the Aztec metallic paints. We've got the normal acrylic paints. We've got fabric paints. We do stock Crafters Workshop stencils, so I can do stuff with stencils. We do stock jelly plates as well. I can do some jelly plating. We do have our own range of stamps. Not very many, so I can do a bit of stamping. Off the top of my head, we've got these kinds of ink. And these ones as well, with the layers. These are great. We've got the shimmery Aztec metallic paint. I mean, look at that. Did you know that the Aztec metallic paints actually paint onto black, and they will paint black so well that it will actually completely wipe black out, so you can't see the black behind it? That shows you the quality of the paint. And even the light yellow will cover black. It's amazing. I'll have to get my sample books out and show you. Okay, so we do have, hi Mum, a question from Lisa. Can you use the transfer paints and the transfer crayons together? Yes, you can. I don't have a pack of transfer crayons, and thank you for reminding me, because I completely forgot that I need to tell you, we do the transfer paints in crayons. So the crayons, use them, you can make your background, you can then crayon over the top, and just make sure that this is dry before you crayon over the top, and then just transfer as you would normally. Right, and I'm just gonna do some stamping and show you how to do stamping. So I've got this dotty one. I don't know if the dots will show. Oh, we've lost it. There we go. I don't know if the dots will show, but this stamp is loads of little dots. Can you see? Yeah. I don't know if it'll come out as loads of little dots or it'll come out as swirls, because obviously we're not fine detail stamping. So let's have a try. So the crayons, while I'm just setting up, the crayons are fantastic. You can sharpen them to a super fine point, so you can get a really super fine point on them. Great for kids. Colouring books with kids. I always suggest the crayons. They're like $2.50, $2.80 a pack, something like that. I don't know off the top of my head, but I know they're really cheap. So you can colouring books with kids, and then transfer the colouring book pages to t-shirts or bags or anything. If you go and get cheap polysatin polyester t-shirts, and your kids are, you know, having fun. I get very excited. You have to calm me down with transfer paint, because transfer paint is probably my favourite product ever, all time. I love transfer paints. Right, I've got orange, scarlet, lemon, emerald green, vivid blue, and I've got the black, which mainly I use for outlining. I don't use it for doing the proper transfer. So let's do an ombre effect in the scarlet, the orange, and the lemon. What do you reckon? Yeah, let's do an ombre. So what I'm going to do, I don't have the transfer crayons to demonstrate, sorry, because we're in lockdown. I'm at home, I don't have access to all of my stuff in the workshop, so it's a bit difficult at the moment. But I'm even after we've finished lockdown, I am going to keep on doing Facebook Lives. So once I can get hold of the stuff, I can do you some nice demos and show you everything that we do. The only thing that's going to be really difficult to do is wool dye. I might have to get Mike on camera and get him to do some wool dye. But wool dye is not my forte. You have to draw the line somewhere, don't you? Okay. So I blended in a little bit together to get an ombre effect, and it doesn't really show, but you can kind of see. Let me see if I can zoom in. There you go, that's better. Okay, so you can see it on my table. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my stamp in, and I'm going to go up and down a little bit. And then I'm going to stamp. And it is showing the dots. Awesome. So the business next door have just come in. If it sounds like the world is about to end, it means they're emptying their glass bin. They are actually a brewery. And he brews his own beer and sells it in bottles, and people bring out the bottles and leave them outside, and then he throws them in the glass bin. And it's so don't worry if you hear a big crashing noise. I'm not dying, honest. The world hasn't fallen in. It's just the brewery. So that actually, even though I didn't think it was going to pick up all the spots, but it has. How cool is that? So you can stamp with transfer dye as well. Doesn't really damage your stamps that I've noticed. I've been stamping with these stamps and transfer dye for years. I do make sure that I clean them off straight away though. I don't know if that makes a difference, but this stamp was one of the first stamps that I got when I started working for Colourcraft. And that's 4 years ago. And you can see it's a bit stained from brusher, because I have used this one with brusher. So it is a bit stained from brusher, but that's about it. and clean up as you saw. I just took a spritzer bottle, spray it on, cloth, wipe it, and you can't even see there's any residue left. That staining was all from before. This one's really badly stained, obviously, because it is a beautiful little swell. You can't even tell what it is at the back. But that's Brusho stained, that one. In what city am I? Colourcraft is based in Sheffield in the UK. Good Northern company. And everything is made in Sheffield. It's all made in-house in Sheffield. So when you order something, it's all been handmade. It's not imported. Everything with our name on it, we physically make it. The stamps, Anne-Marie, are all the Colourcraft branded stamps. These are our stamps. They don't particularly have names, and I do believe that they are all on the website. If not, you can pop me a message onto the Colourcraft page and I will find a link or a reference number, so if you really want it. So yeah, we're in Sheffield. I am actually over the other side of the hill in a little place called Halifax. So it takes me about an hour, maybe, depending on traffic, to get over to Sheffield. But I mainly work from home, so I only usually go over a couple of times a month. That's all I usually need. But because this lockdown started before show season started, I'm very short of equipment at my home. Which is a bit of a sucker, but you know, we can't help it, can we? Right, I'm going to do some bubble wrap. And I'm going to try and just keep my techniques for another few minutes, and then I'm going to go to the actual transferring, because these, let's do a smaller one, don't do a massive one. I just ripped this bit of bubble wrap up on my way to my workroom, so I don't want the ripped corners. I want a nice piece, so I'm just going to cut it out, because I was quickly running down the corridor trying to get rid of the cats and herd the cats away, because you know, cats and paint is not really a good combination, especially with my cats. So I was trying to herd the cats, which is literally like trying to herd cats. And yeah, so that's there. Ooh, sorry. Couldn't resist. It's beautiful, Sheffield. We've got the sculpture park at Sheffield, which is absolutely the most amazing museum, I suppose. It's full of art. If you like art, you want to go to Sheffield and go to the sculpture park. It's 2 minutes off the M1, so it's really easy to get to. Right, for this one, I'm going to use Vivid Blue, because I haven't used that one yet. Emerald Green. I'm going to go for the violet as well. And I think maybe the golden yellow. No, it's that violet. It's throwing me out. Emerald Green, Vivid Blue. Let's go for the orange. Okay, so I'm going to go orange. Whoop. It's not going to focus. I won't try. So I'm going olive, Emerald Green, Vivid Blue, orange. Where did I get olive from? Okay, so this is the last one I'm going to show you on a technique for today, because we are just doing beginners. I will go in and do some more advanced techniques. This is just a beginner. Yeah, Steph, the sculpture park is amazing, isn't it? It really is. So I'm going to paint onto my bubble wrap. I always say to everyone, you know, with stuff like this, just play, because what's the worst that can happen? And I'm blending the colours, so where the blue was, I've just put green over the top, you know. Don't worry too much. Be free. Although, rookie mistake, I should have done my lightest colour first, because now that's gone a bit muddy. Oh well. It'll be fine. You won't notice when we're done. But it will blend in nice together, so the orange might not come up as orange. How much of a rookie mistake is that one, eh? So I'm going to take my paper, I'm going to put it down on top of my lovely bubble wrap, and I'm just going to, if you notice, I'm holding with one hand and the other hand I'm rubbing, and then I'm going to swap hands. Look at that. Look at that. Now you see all these colours I'm using, like the vivid blue. So this here is the vivid blue, but it doesn't look very vivid. And this is the orange. And then we've got the emerald green, but it doesn't look very emerald green. The colours look really, really muddy. But that is the magic of transfer dye, and why I love transfer dye so much, because it is just, it's amazing. The transformation of when it transfers. Okay. Oh, that's an awful sound, I'm sorry. Right, I said earlier that I would tell you how to get transfer dye to go onto cotton. So to make transfer dye onto cotton, what you need is a product that we make called Transfix. Now, Transfix enables you to basically transfer any polyester style dye that we make. Obviously, I can't account for other brands. I've never tried other brands. They might work. I don't know. So it makes you, it's like a white liquid. I don't have any. And what you do is you put it on a sponge, just a kitchen sponge, and you sponge it very lightly onto your cotton. And then leave it to dry. Let it dry naturally. And then once it's dried naturally, you transfer your transfer dye that you've done, and it's there. It won't wash out. Transfer dye is permanent onto anything synthetic, and it makes your fabric think that it is a synthetic. It tricks it into thinking that it is synthetic. The colours do not come out as bright. They just don't, because it is cotton at the end of the day. But it works. Transfer dye, transfer paint. Transfer dye is the crystal form. Transfer paint is we've already mixed it up and made it up, so you don't have to. That's the difference. So if you've got the powder form, all it means is that you just need to mix it up yourself, and the instructions will be in the box on how to mix it up. If you've not got the instructions, you can go onto our website, scroll right down to the bottom, and there's a little bit that says PDF instruction sheets, and it is all in the instruction sheets on exactly what you need to do, and you can download the PDF and print it out. So we've made that extremely simple for you to get hold of any of the instruction sheets. All the die sheets, there is workshops as well. There's all sorts in that PDF section. So go to the website, scroll right down to the bottom. There's like an information banner at the bottom, and I should probably tell you the website. It's Colourcraft. It's gone off the top of my head. It's colourcraft.com. Yeah, colourcraftlimited.com. You can tell that I haven't done anything for a while. I forgot the website. That's so funny. Sorry, Mike. Hope you're not watching. Right, so the next step, let's get to it. Oh, you're making me iron again, ladies and gents, if there's any gents watching. You are making me iron again. Right. I've still got Angelina on this one, just a minute. There we go. So what you need is an iron, and you can see on this ironing cover that we have actually bits of transfer dye on it. It will transfer to cotton, and it is very deceptive because you will think, thank you, Karen. It's a good job you're awake, isn't it, Karen? So you will think that your transfer dye will be fixed on the cotton, but if I put this ironing board cover in the washing machine, it'll come out perfectly white again. So just bear that in mind, that it will wash out. And look how weak the colour is. That's the violet. So seriously, that violet here, that's the violet. I should turn this light on, add a bit of light. It's gone a bit dark. Looks like we might get a thunderstorm today. Hopefully after the stream, because, you know. Right, moving on, because we're running out of time. I don't like to keep you more than an hour, as you know. I can't today, Anne-Marie, I can't show you the transfix today because I don't physically have any. I looked high and low everywhere for all week and I cannot find any anywhere. I don't have transfix. But next time, when I've managed to get some stock from the warehouse, I will do the transfix and I will show you how to do it. I'll do a whole show on transfix. Right, so these are some of the ones that I did earlier, so they are definitely dry. And this one, all I've done is painted several colours. This one, again, I've just done different colours, and I've specifically done different thicknesses, so you can see. Remember, the thicker it is, the brighter the colour will come out. And that's some leaf stamping I did. Then that's the one that we just did in the stamping with the swirls. Our Warshak test is not dry at all in the middle, so I might have to keep that one. Have I got a tissue? I do have some baby wipe. I'm going in my bin. It's a baby wipe. I don't put food in this bin, and I don't put snotty tissues or anything in this bin, so I am okay to go in it. It's just craft waste. I'm just gonna dab that a bit, and hopefully in the next 10 minutes or 15 minutes it will have dried. It's just a bit too much. It's a bit too wet still. I just squash the seam a bit again. Try and spread it out a bit more. But it is mostly dry. It's very, very warm today. It was so hot yesterday. So hot yesterday. That's really the one I want to use the pencil on, but we'll do some on the other. Right, let's turn it upside down. It might dry quicker because it's the back that's really, really wet. Okay, so we're using polyester, so I need to make sure that my iron is on a polyester setting. If we put the iron too hot, we will melt the fabric. I'm going to try it up to about silk, I think. This iron is a flat iron, so it's not got, don't use the heat pencil, it's not got any holes in it. If you have holes in your iron, whatever you do when you are transfer dyeing, do not stop moving. Do not stop. As soon as you stop moving and you've got holes, you've got a cold spot. So you will have holes missing in your picture. And if you've drawn a beautiful picture, the last thing that you want is holes in it. Because that would be absolutely devastating, really. Okay, put them there. And a lady asked yesterday if you can transfer to Luchador. Everyone knows Luchador. Luchador is awesome, isn't it? You melt it, you burn it, you do really cool stuff with it. You can transfer dye to Luchador, and I will show you how. Because Luchador is a synthetic. I'm going to cut this one a bit smaller because I don't want big pieces. Oh, hang on, is it going with the glass? I heard glass. So I've got a couple of pieces of Luchador out. I've got some polysatin out, and I've got two different kinds of polysatin here. I got 3 different types of polysatin here, and it was all really cheap. So there we go. Pulled some squares out. Time to play. So we're ready. That's it. We are ready. Iron is hot. What I need now is a sheet of paper. So I've got a sheet of paper, I've got my polysatin, and I've got my pieces. To do oh, and I was messing with it last night to see if the polysatin would go through my overlocker. And it did. So I can make scent pouches for lavender and herbs and things, which is what we talked about yesterday. So to do this, all you need to do is paint loads of sheets like this in a single colour and randomly cut out shapes, which I had planned for this one, or punch out shapes. So I'm going to show you this technique first. I am going to see if my punch will work. Oh yes, it is working. Good. You could die cut if you've got a fancy die cutting machine. You could die cut some shapes. You could, if you've got really intricate dies, you could do, I've got it stuck. If you've got some really intricate dies, you could cut out some really intricate filigrees. Oh, I should probably keep that there so I can pretty much whatever you fancy, really. Oh, let's get a blue one. Especially if you've got, you know, like a what is it machine? A Sizzix or something. If you've got like a Sizzix machine and you've got really intricate dies, can you imagine some really nice filigrees cut out in this and then transferred? As long as they'll cut paper. Yeah, random shape time, here we come. Alright, so I have a load of random shapes and I have some flowers, and we have no idea what these colours are. They're all from the same pots. You saw the same pots that I used. I am going to take a piece of polysatin and I'm going to put it satin side up. So the side you want as your image, as your outside, is facing up. I'm putting my paper face down. And see, I know that's two different colours, so I'm putting that one there, and then I can put that one over the top. I know that one's a yellow and a red based one, so I don't want red near that one, but I want yellow around there. So I'm going to go, and I'm saying yellow, but I don't actually know what colour's going to come out of this. So that one, got that one, that one. I'm just basically making, technical term is a mess, I suppose. It's just playing, just play. It's the best way, is just play. There we go. Lined all my paper up. What I'm going to do is put my piece of paper over the top, and now I'm going to iron. I am keeping hold of the paper, and I need to see if the heat is going through. The best way to see if the heat is going through is to put your iron on, lift it up, and just lift and have a look. Not quite yet. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. I'm going more towards wool, because the heat has to go through the paper, but we don't want to burn the polyester satin. And if you've ever used polysatin, you know that it is easy to burn, really. Some colours transfer faster than others. So you just keep on going, basically, until you're happy. Let's try again. Yep, colour's starting to come now. I'm going to go up a little bit more. So I'm more up towards wool now, because I've got to get the heat through the paper. Ouch, that's hot. And you can build up layers on top of each other as well. Oh, sorry, they're starting with the bottles. They're bottling the beer to sell, so I can't complain. You know, it's their business. Yep, it's coming. And you'll notice that I'm keeping my iron. I'm going to go a little bit hotter. I'm going to risk my polysatin, not polycotton. Let's check down here. Oh, I'm really risking it. I haven't put much heat over here. You know what, let's turn it right up and get it quicker. If I melt it, it don't matter, does it? It's only a sample. You'd go a lot slower and a lot more careful at home. But I don't want you to sit and watch me ironing for 10 minutes. Because I don't like to sit and watch me ironing for 10 minutes. So, you know. There we go. If my polysatin has shrunk a bit around the edges and gone a bit crispy, please forgive me, but oops, hats. So you can see what I mean by if your iron has got holes in it, just don't stop moving, because you've got to get that heat all over. And if you've got holes in your iron, you would think that there would be heat still there, but it will miss. So if I just did that, it will miss completely. It will miss. The problem with baking parchment is you have a lot less control, I find, Anne-Marie. If you find it easier using the baking parchment, please do. That I find it better with paper. All right, with I think I didn't do blue on this one, and blue is, let me just turn that down so I don't burn myself. It heats up really quickly. And the paper keeps the heat more. Right. Whoa. So the paper holds the heat more. Orange is one of the ones that takes a little bit longer to transfer. I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to take the papers off and you're going to see this. But this paper holds the heat more, so you'll see what I mean if you have a go. It's hard to describe. Right. Are we ready? Bearing in mind, this is what it looks like before. Whoop. So we've got these really, really dull colours. Are you ready? Look at that. Look at, I didn't put that much heat down in this corner. Most of the heat went into the middle. So we've got that and that. And you'll get several out of these. So, you know, there's the lime green and the golden yellow. I didn't put enough heat over here. Look at that. That turquoise, that one. Look. I only did one of the turquoise. I should have cut more out of that one so it looks a bit odd. But look at that. Can you even believe it? That all of them bright colours came out of these bits of paper. It's amazing, isn't it? It is absolutely amazing. And you can layer up and go in and put more colours over the top. I love that. Absolutely love that. If you've got a heat press, you can do even more even heat. So if you've got a heat clothes press, gosh, look at that. So if I'd have gone in, then I've just thought about this now, with the pen and drawn some details around the flower shapes, that would have looked really cool. Ah, missed opportunity there, isn't there? I just thought about that now. See, it's funny what you think about when you're playing. Just play. So yeah, these can be used. You can get more, you'll definitely get more than one print out of them, and the liquid goes a long way. The dye goes really long way. So let's do another one. So take another piece of the polysatin. So this one's a different polysatin. It's like a textured, but it's still polysatin. And I'm going to do this one. Oh, zoom out again. Okay, so this one, I'm going to tear it. I want a torn effect. So there's one. I can have a straight edge there. Let's skip that one and go to the turquoise. that one at the bottom, so I want that one a bit thinner. I'm going to get some more of that turquoise off. That one there. Ooh. And that one there. So this is going to give a lovely tone gradient. Turn my iron up. Right, so I'm really going to go quickly with this. I don't recommend that you turn your iron up really, really, really hot. If you go slower, you've got less chance of burning. So the pen is a transfer pencil, and it's the Koi Eye Noir. And it is a transfer pencil. It is transfer dye in a pencil. Right, so we've got to get through sometimes 3 or 4 layers of paper here. So just be careful. Oh, and I moved it. See, I've turned this up so hot, it's actually burning my paper. You don't want to turn it up this hot, seriously. See how we're going? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, that's going to be nice. I'm excited for this one. I am excited. I'm terrible. I'm like a kid in a sweet shop. Just get a bit more heat into this side. I really want to get onto the butterfly to show you the butterfly, so I'm trying to hurry. Right. Let's zoom in and have a look at what we got. Are we ready? I'm just going to whiff them all off. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. It's a bit hot still. Look at that. Woo. Look how shiny it is. This is why the polysatin, because it's awesome. Look at the colour. I mean, the camera is washing out the colour. It's so shiny, it can't take the colour. How amazing is that? I'm in love. I'm in love. But you see how it's transferred onto my ironing board? That it won't stay. It'll just wash out. It won't stay at all. If I ever wash my ironing board cover, that is. Anyway. We do have the transfer pencil. We do. We usually have it with us at shows. So if you see us at a show, like a knitting and stitch, we've usually got a couple of boxes of these pencils because they're really good. Very popular, but I've never tried it. So we're going to try it now and see what happens because I am dying to have a go. I didn't even know I had that one. Okay, so this is pretty dry now. I'm just gonna move this because I need a harder surface. So I think we have some antennae up here, so I'm going to draw them in. I have no idea if you can see what I'm doing. Kinda. No idea how hard you need to press or how thick you need to do it. So this is completely guesswork from me. So, what's the butterfly look like in the middle? Have I got a butterfly stamp somewhere? I thought I did. Yep, I do. There we go. Sometimes you need a reference, don't you? So that would be the butterfly head. And then there's one bit of the body. And then there's the other bit. Okay. Still a little bit wet down here. Still a little bit wet. We'll see how it goes. And then we have wings. So I'm going to put a suggestion of a wing shape in. So it'll look like it's a watercolour going out of the edge. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. I think the wing should probably come into here, I would think. And then out. Is that right? Yeah, that bottom bit's a bit rubbish, but we'll see. So what did I do? I went up here. Should have thought about this better, but you know, it's only a basic demo I'm doing for you. And then we went about there, yeah. Could be worse. Could put some more detail in. Yep, eyes. Does look like it's got eyes, and it looks like there's some there as well. Whatever we do on one side, we have to remember to do on the other. And then it usually has bits, don't they? I'm looking at a stamp. It's not very, you can't really see the stamp very well. So I'm kind of looking at a stamp. But I'm very conscious of the time we're on because I've gone quite, I don't want to go over today. Because it's a nice day and you all want to go out in the sun and enjoy it. Because it's not going to be nice for long. Let's go. Well, that's butterfly-like, isn't it? Ish. Put another line up the middle. Put a couple in there. Where did I start? There. There, that's butterfly-ish. Transfer it. Transfer it. I'm doing it tomorrow. Doing it. Have I got a big enough piece of polysatin or do I need to grab one? I ain't got a big enough piece. Ah, no. Let me go grab my big stash. Woo. Without knocking my iron over. Right, I'm just going to put that on. Oh, I didn't turn it off. That was risky, wasn't it? Especially knowing how clumsy I am. Gosh, right, a bit of polysatin. Where's my polysatin then? Okay. So I've got a big, this is what I mean about polysatin is cheap. I just bought a big lot off eBay. Evil Day. Or any other shop that sells cheap things. Or cheap fabric. Oh, sorry. You're not missing anything while it's out of focus. It is just basically me cutting out a bit of shiny white fabric that's sending my camera crazy. I'm trying not to burn myself while I do it. Okay, come on. Focus. Oh, we ruined it now. Let's zoom out. That sometimes works. There we go. So, while we were unfocused, all you missed was I cut out a big piece. And there's our flutter bar. Okay. So, like I said, no idea at all how this... Oh, did I just move that then? How this pencil is going to come out, because I've not used it. So, this is a new test for you and me. It does look like an owl at the bottom. Let's really push some heat in. I'm going to turn it up. I'm going to have a sneaky peek. Oh, I've done it the wrong way round. I wasn't looking. I put my paper at the bottom and my fabric at the top. Oh no, I'm not going to be able to flip it. Oh, you could have told me. I'll blame you a lot for that one. Okay. Let's see, how are we going in the middle? Oh, it's doing. It's doing. Because I was rushing on Marie. I learnt my lesson. Because this one would be really good. Mind you, the butterfly, I'm not, it does look like a bit of a rubbish butterfly, to be honest. Hey ho! There's a really fancy school in London that buys a lot of supplies from us, because we are a school supplier first, originally, not first. And the lady came at Knitting and Stitch last year at London and saw me. She always comes and sees me. She's lovely. And I gave her some transfer dye to try. Oh, camera, where are you going? I gave her some transfer dye to try. See what she thought of it. Come on. And they've got a really fancy heat press. Here, focus. Focus. It's really hard to iron and get camera to focus at the same time. Come on. It'll come back. I'm only ironing. Oh, we didn't do this one, did we? That should focus it. Come on. Ah. Oh, the black is starting to transfer. It needs a bit hotter. I gave her some of the transfer dye to try, and she really, really loved it with the heat press. So if you've got a heat press, there we go. So if you've got a heat press, it transfers absolutely stunningly. Absolutely stunning. I should have said that, Anne-Marie, but no, I'm a terrible liar. Oh, this paper's getting really hot. Right, I'm gonna have a sneaky look. Yeah, because I did it the wrong way around, this isn't going to be a perfect transfer, but what I'm going to hope is, but the black is coming, what I'm going to hope is that I can line it up and flip it around and fix it. Now I've got most of it. Look, you can see it's come through a bit. It's coming. This is going to be either really good or really bad. And I'm a bit nervous about turning this around now because I did it the wrong way around. But I can see the black. It started to transfer, but I need to flip it because it's not transferring because there's not enough heat getting to the paint. I might do it off camera. Ooh, is that too cruel if I go and do it off camera? Oh man, I'm so mean. Oh, that's so cool. Sorry. Let me line this up. Right. I'm lined up. I put it the right way around this time now. Now I can see where I am. Let's get some proper heat into this. Right, iron's up at full. There we go. I will do the luchador really quickly right next, because now I've fixed this, it'll transfer really quickly because the heat is still in there. So the black had just started to transfer, but I wasn't getting the heat through the paper because I did it the wrong way around in my haste. But the luchador will go really quickly, really quickly. And because this has got nice handy black lines on it, I can line it up and do it later as well and finish it off camera. Hi Karen! Oh, all the design team's here today. Which reminds me, I need to message you all later. So I will be back next week on Wednesday at 11 AM in the UK time and Thursday at 11 AM in the UK time. What I'm doing next week is undecided. I need to go through the comments and see what you all requested. Right, are we ready? Let's see what we got now. We got some heat into it. Shall I zoom in? I'm a bit scared since I messed it up, but we'll see. It's coming. 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes and it would have come out beautiful. Look at that. The black was just starting to come. So that was my mistake. My mistake. Doing it the wrong way around. But look at that. Can you see the pink and the purple? And how I said that this, where it's thicker, the colour comes out much more in your face and brighter. I'm going to transfer that one properly later and I'm going to come back in and fix it because the black was just starting to come through. So I will fix that one and I'll do it and I will Instagram it. But you wanted to see really quickly luchador. So there's my luchador. I will do some bubble wrap onto luchador. So I'm going to put my bubble wrap on going to put my paper on. Now Luchador, I am going to have to turn it down because with Luchador, we don't want to shrink it and make it shrivel up because it is Luchador after all, and it does go quite quickly onto Luchador. See how we're going? Whoa. Can you see? Is that all right for you, Anne-Marie? Goes really, really, really quickly onto Luchador. I'll put it onto something white so you can see it a bit better. My iron is a bit too hot from having it on the cotton setting, so I didn't dare do it any longer than that. I don't want to mess up someone's show. It's cooled down a bit now. I'll do another one. What about some leaves? Should we do some? Ooh, let's do the leaves onto the Luchador. Let's line it up in a nice bit. There. I have been told before that you can't actually transfer to Luchador, but you know, you've just seen me do it, so I get told that you can't do a lot of things, but you know what? If you just try and have a go, instead of listening to other people saying that that's not possible, it's amazing what you actually find out. It really is. I think I just moved it. I think having confidence in yourself. Thanks, Lisa. Ooh, it's coming. I turned it down a bit because I didn't want to risk it, but it's coming. I'll put that one over. So I'm going to have leaves with a shadow. So I think a lot of people will say to you that you can't do something in craft, but you know what? If you think it's possible, just try it, because you will get and you will make it happen. And if it doesn't happen, what's the worst that can happen? You know, you just paint over it or use it as filler. You know, turn it over, do it on the other side. You know, there is no wrong. Well, there is plenty of wrong, but there is no wrong in you trying. There is plenty of techniques that just don't work. But if you think it will and you've got an idea, you know, this is how new things come about, is with people trying stuff. So just try it and see. Right. Ooh, hot. Yay, look at that one. So you can just see a highlight of the leaves in the background. And that was the, what did we do? We did a mixture of the scarlet, the orange, and the golden yellow on that one. And that came out so cool. So cool. And then you could go on to heat distress that. Whoop! Flew away. Then you could go on to heat distress that and sew onto it, burn it, put your expand it on it. So world's your oyster. The world is literally your oyster. Have a play. My best advice is don't believe other people all the time when they say that that can't be done, because you know what? We once thought that the world was flat. You know, it's not. It's round. Unless you're a flat earther, then it's flat. Well, I've gone way over my time. And thank you so much for spending part of your day with me today. Really appreciate it. And if there is anything that you stuck with, you can always message through. I'm always happy to talk to everyone. Unfortunately, I talk too much. This is the problem. So just be prepared for a long conversation if you message through to me. If you're not sure about anything, you want me to show you anything on live stream, you want me to go through anything, what do you want me to do next, then please let me know and just message me. And if you see me at a show, I will usually be on the Colourcraft stand and I'm usually demonstrating. I did have a big teaching schedule put in this year for the knitting and stitch, but I don't know what's happening with that because a lot of them are cancelled, unfortunately. But if you see me at a show on stand, please come and say hi to me. I love to speak to you. Watch out for the classes. I'm going to be doing some block printing and stuff in classes. And if you're in an embroiderer's guild or a Quilters Guild, I quite often do classes for them as well, so keep an eye out. If you see anything Colourcraft, it's usually me that will be coming. So thank you very much for your support, and thank you very much for supporting us through this time. I know that we've got a lot of orders and our warehouse is our staff, we aren't having them back yet. Everyone is keeping their jobs, don't worry about that, they're all being paid. The owners are in and they are the ones that are actually dispatching your orders, so orders are going out a little bit slow, but there is literally only one person in the whole building at any one time. Once it's safe for our staff to go back, we will have them back and everyone will be coming back, so don't worry about that. Our staff come first, so if your order is a bit late, please don't get angry with us. It's literally, some days it's just Mike on his own, some days it's Adam on his own, and they're just sending out as quickly and as much as they can, and we're having problems with the courier. They didn't come and pick up last week, so everything that we did, all just, yeah, we're having big problems. But please, just, you know, we are trying our best. But thank you so much for supporting us. We really appreciate it, and I will hopefully see you all very soon in person at a show. But otherwise, it'll be here on my lovely desk, which you can see is a mess, and I'm not going to zoom out too far because, yeah, we ain't showing that mess. Oh, and you also might see me on the Crafty Roo stand doing brochure. Occasionally I do Crafty Roo. She is sort of become a show partner of ours, so if you're wondering why. And Crafty Roo have taken over manufacture of our quality stamps, so they're going to be even better. How cool is that? Even better. I didn't think the stamps could get better. Then I met Kim and her stamps are phenomenal. So you know where they come from if there's a problem. Sorry, Kim, couldn't resist. There won't be a problem because it's Kim. Right, so let me know in the comments what you want me to demo next, because I've just got so much stuff. I could do anything. Looks like it's going to be very mixed media next week, and it's going to be paint and sprinklets and that kind of orientated next week. So grab your journal and we'll do something in a journal. Thanks for watching. Bye.